Hello students, I am Prashant from BEA CBSE School SN Layout Davangere. Welcome to all 5th English class 2nd sem first poem I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud written by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was one of the English poets who established the Romantic Age in English literature. He wrote extensively about nature, and his poetry is filled with vivid imaginary about nature's beauty. Let's recite the poem first. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. In the beginning, first stanza reveals that the poet was traveling aimlessly just like a cloud over the hills and valleys of the mountains, Lake District in England. At the time, suddenly he came across the large number of golden daffodils beside the lake and under the trees. The flowers were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The poet directly compared himself to a cloud as he was wandering without aim just like the clouds. This is an example of simile. What is simile? Simile is a figure of speech where two things are compared using as or like like. Here he compared I wander lonely as a cloud. As is represent the simile. He also uses the expressions like crowd and host to mean that he saw a large area covered with a lot of daffodils. The first stanza, in the last line, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. That line, the poet personifies the flowers by saying that they were fluttering like a birds or butterflies and dancing like a human beings. There is also an indication that it was a breeze day, so we get an overall idea of the landscape, which includes the valleys and hills, the lakes and the trees, the flowers beneath them, and the breezy atmosphere. In the second stanza, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Here is another simile. The flowers are compared to the stars. They stretched in a continuous line just like the stars in a galaxy, like a Milky Way. Moreover, the daffodils were shining as they were golden in color and twinkling as they were fluttering in the breeze as the stars. This comparison with the stars may have the greater implication in indicating that the flowers are heavenly as the stars. The flowers were visible as far as the poet could see along the shoreline of a bay. That is why he uses the phrase never ending line. Here continuous and never ending may also suggest that the flowers left an everlasting impact on him. Wordsworth exaggerates the numbers of flowers by saying 10,000 saw I at a glance. That indicates that the poet has never seen so many daffodils at once, so he is just overjoyed. This type of exaggeration is called a hyperbole. It means exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally. The poet also says that the daffodils were tossing their heads as if they were dancing in happiness. Actually, the poet was amazed at the beauty of the flowers, so he found everything around him joyful. All these references of dancing and tossing heads are parts of his personification of the flowers. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. The waves in the bay were dancing and looking gleeful at the atmosphere, but the flowers outshone the lively waves in their happiness. Having such cheerful company like the daffodils, a poet like Wordsworth cannot help being happy. So he was gazing constantly at the flowers and enjoying their beauty. The word gazed is used twice to indicate how moved or charmed the poet was. So he gazed at them for a long time, forgetting his surrounding. At that time, he did not think much about the wealth that the flowers had brought to him. The poet realized that later, maybe after a few days. This wealth is the happiness and the pleasant memory that he enjoyed for a long time since the day. Let's begin the fourth stanza. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasures fills and dances with the daffodils. It means by starting this stanza with for, the poet continue his reasoning for saying that the flowers had brought him wealth. He clarified why the sight of the flowers was so important in his life. Whenever he lies on his bed in a vacant or thoughtful mood, the daffodils flash upon his inner eye, his imagination. The daffodils have become an everlasting memory for the poet whenever he is alone. So he calls it a blessing of solitude, a blessing of staying alone, and whenever he sees the flowers in his imagination, his heart fills with pleasures and his mind dances with the dancing daffodils. This shows the poet's intense feelings. The poet has been able to depict the landscape and express his mind so vividly in so simple language and form that really drawn one's attention. And that is why this poem has been one of the most read and mentioned subjective poems in the history of English literature. Let us discuss about the question and answer. What has the poet compared himself to in the first line? The poet has compared himself to a cloud. The second one. Where did the poet see a crowd of daffodils? The poet saw a crowd of daffodils beside the lake and beneath the trees. Third one. To what in the sky has the poet compared the countless daffodils? Poet compared the countless daffodils to the stars in the Milky Way. Try to answer the textbook oriented questions.